All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the big rig. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping in between the lines. Got your load secure. Okay, so nobody's better than anybody. We are all the same. We're all the same, and nobody's better than anybody else. Okay, well, for one, it's a little perplexing to me, man, because some of the people that I've seen or that I've heard say we're all the same have also said everybody's different. So, but let me go ahead and touch on this for a second. For one, we'll go with everybody's the same, right? No, everybody's not the same. We all have our differences. We all have our unique differences. Those differences is what makes you you. Now, I hear a lot of this, we're all the same. We all bleed blood. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all, just different things like that, right? To just try to have some sort of similarities to just say that makes us all the same. In reality, no, we're not all the same, because if we were all the same, then it doesn't really matter who you hang out with. You fall in love with everybody then. You can just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It doesn't matter who you choose, because we're all the same. There's no difference. Now, a lot of it, I hear it with race, and I want to say this, man. Manipulation is a very, very powerful weapon. Okay, keep that in mind. But I hear it a lot with race, and I do believe that some people have good intentions, right? Trying to bring, I guess, peace or unity or whatever it may be, which that's a video for another day, okay? So I don't want to touch on that too much. And just saying, hey, man, we're all the same. We're all the same. No, we're not. We're not all the same. And by the way, let me go ahead and touch on this. If by you trying to prove that we are all the same, and that's why we should all get along, what are you saying on the flip side of that coin? That when you find someone that is not the same, that's the person to point out and not get along with? That's the person that you should not get along with? That's the person that you cannot get along with? But let's stick to this. So some people have said, like, look, we're all God's children. And look, I'm a believer. I am. And I do believe we're all God's children. Not everybody believes. That's all right. But I am a believer, and I do believe we're all God's children. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about children, right? I have two sons, a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old, depending on when you're watching this video. While they do have similarities, they're both different. Oh, they're both different as well. It's not like they both walk into the house and it's like, man, I don't know who's who. I can't tell them apart. No, there's differences. I'm not just talking about their appearance, but in their personalities, their interests. They share some similar interests, yes. But how one responds to certain situations, one is a little bit more calm, the other one is a little bit more moving. I mean, I could point out a lot of differences in them. Same mom, same father, same type of upbringing. They attended the same schools all the way through. Grew up in the same neighborhood. But they have their differences. And here's the thing. Okay, when it comes to this, hey, we're all the same. That takes away your difference that makes you unique from anybody else. You could find people that you are, similar to, right? Whatever it is, your demeanor, your personalities, your interests, whatever it may be. But we're not robots. No, we're not all the same. So this constant, hey, we're all the same, we're all the same, we're all the same. Think about this, especially those that are trying to, form this, I guess, unity or whatever. And I don't want to get too deep into that. I'll save that for another video. But that we should all be getting along. Well, first of all, man, if we're all the same, then you should be getting along with every single person in your family. If we're all the same, it doesn't matter who you date. You should be getting along with every single person that's came across in your life. But that's not true. You just don't randomly just pick somebody and say, like, it doesn't matter who I pick. I'll fall in love with this person just like I would anybody else, because everybody's exactly the same. I'll hang out with this person. It doesn't matter who I hang out with, because everybody is the same. No, that's not true. But the thing that I want to touch on this, instead of trying to get everybody to get along because, hey, we're all the same, trying to prove that we're all the same, which is false because we're not all the same. How about, hey, you know what? How about embrace the differences? And it doesn't matter if you're different in whatever way it is that we're talking about. I could get along with the person as long as the person's all right, As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys this. I've known people, and I'm sure you guys do too, right? I've known people that hate each other. Yet to me, damn dog, I'm like, man, you guys are exactly the same, man. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of two individuals, right? And they don't get along with each other. But when I hang out with one, I hang out with the other. It's like, man, these two guys it's like the same person almost, but they can't stand each other. So think about what you're teaching, what you're throwing out there. It's like, hey, man, we should all be getting along because we're all the same. That's the flip side of that coin, man. You're pretty much saying right there, when you find somebody who's not the same as you, well, now that's a person that you can't get along with. That's a person that you shouldn't get along with. And by you saying that we're all the same, man, you're taking away that thing that makes that person unique, that the difference that everybody has. You're taking that away. And that any difference that you have shouldn't be accepted because we're all the same. No, you can't be different. Now, nobody's better than anybody else, right? Because these two things are together. I hear them together. Nobody's better than anybody else. We are all the same. That is false. There's a lot of things, familia. I'm telling you guys, man, there's a lot of things that I hear people saying, and everybody just nods their head in agreement. Like, yeah, man, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's crazy to me, Holmes, that nobody ever thinks of, nobody puts any thought to it. Nobody decides to question it. Everybody's just deciding to question, so many other things. But these sayings that I guess sound good, I'm not really sure, but don't really make sense. Everybody just kind of nods their head and it's just in agreement. It's just like, wow, okay, nobody's better than anybody else. Well, check this out, Holmes. If you want to be a better person, because I've heard this from the same people as well, the same people that say nobody's better than anybody else, some of those people are the same people that I've heard say, like, I just want to be a better person. How can you be a better person if there's no such thing as being better? If you want to be a better person today than you were yesterday, according to your logic, by saying nobody's better, it doesn't exist. You can't be better than you were yesterday. If you're looking to be better tomorrow than you were today, a better person tomorrow than you were today, you can't. It's a fairy tale. It's a failed mission because it doesn't exist according to your logic of nobody's better than anybody else. We're all the same. There's no such thing as you being a better you. In reality, yes, people are better than others. Depends what we're talking about. If you're going to hire somebody for a job, who do you choose? We're all the same. Nobody's better than anybody else. So who do you choose? It doesn't matter. You just put all the names in a bucket or in a hat and just reach in there, and it doesn't matter who you pick. It's just the luck of the draw. Because we're all the same and nobody's better than anybody else. But that's not what happens, is it? You pick the best person for the job. And it's like that in all aspects of life, for the most part. How can you better yourself as a person if it does not exist at the same time? You take it now. Well, I'll get to that in a second. You grinding it out, putting in effort, hard work, smart work, all the time that you put in to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, I guess means absolutely nothing, because everybody's the same and you're no better than anybody else. The person that decided not to put that effort, the person that decided not to put their time to work harder, work smarter, I guess is exactly on the same level as you. Taking your achievements away from you, saying like, hey, whoa. You didn't work your way up. There's no such thing as you working your way up. Because a person that doesn't work their way up or doesn't work at all in anything, I'm not just talking about job, I'm just talking about in life, you're right at the same level as them. So then why try anything then? Why seek goals? Why have goals? There's no such thing as achievements then in your life. We're all the same and nobody's better than anybody else. When you're going to an interview to get a job, whatever it may be, what are you trying to do? You're trying to be better than everybody else that they're interviewing to get the job. I know I'm speaking a lot about just jobs, but I'm just talking about in life in general, relationships. Friends, anything you can think of. You just don't hang out and hit it off with anybody and everybody exactly the same. No. There's some people that you trust more than others. Why? How? If we're all exactly the same and nobody's better than anybody else, that means nobody's better. And somebody that you confide in, that, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this person this, it's something personal, but it's something that I want to talk about. I need to talk to somebody about it. But I guess it doesn't matter who I talk to because we're all exactly the same and nobody's better than anybody else. No, you got those selective few, maybe just one. Unfortunately, some people have none. They're like, nah, I'm not going to go tell this person because this person's going to go run their mouths. That we're all exactly the same. And there's nobody better for you to confide in because everybody's the same, because nobody's better than anybody else. That's not true, okay? Look, familia, we're not all the same. Yes, we're all human beings. People are going to come up and say, hey, we all bleed blood. We're all God's children. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all, need to drink water. It's just so many different things. Yeah, sure, of course. But no, we're not all the same. We all have our unique differences, and that should be embraced, not shut down and destroyed by saying, hey, you're exactly like everybody else. No, you're not. You are you. Whoever you are you. And you uniquely are you. In good ways, bad ways, all the way around. It just doesn't have to be positive. Oh, your negatives makes you unique as well. But that's what makes you you. And nobody's better than anybody else, then you don't need to try anything then. You don't need to try at all in life because nobody is better than anybody else. That's false. That is false. But anyway, familia, I'll leave you guys right there. As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live, but loyalty makes you family. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.